okay, let's jump into this Maka Diamond situation, and then we're going to cover some other stuff. But
so
as you said,
you find that Maka now has a career that spans, but again, careers fluctuate.
For sure.
You have a high, you have a low, whatever it is, the trending. No, Maka has always been an artist that tried to figure out what's trending, what's happening, and be a part of that.
But I think that might be the problem, is always trying to find what's trending. That could be a problem. If you have just like, I put out music and when it catch, that's different. But if you always want to be...
No, but that's
your thing?
So if you find that Instagram is where artists put out music, then as an artist, you're going to go on Instagram and put out music. If you realize that TikTok is now what's breaking music, because the reality of the situation is, if there's 100 songs that come out, maybe radio is responsible for 2 of them. Okay. 90 of them both on YouTube, on TikTok. Get it? So as an artist that wants to stay current and wants to say, you want to stay in the music, in the industry, you're going to go on TikTok. What makes TikTok work? You go live. Right. Who's alive on TikTok that's making a trend? Is the Rosalie? Is the Derek them? So, all right, cool. You hear a slang. Maka has always been, from Lady Mackerel days, a slang work, and a lot of artists do it too. But other artists do it, they don't get bash. But Maka do it, she get bash. Yeah. Maka do anything, she get bash.
But realistically, now that you think about it, I think Maka Diamond, as in a premier artist, is the... Let me get these words right. She's been doing it the longest, because remember, she's coming from in the 80s to right now doing... I don't think there's no other female dancehall artist that's in that level there.
Yeah.
That's been doing it as long as she has.
Is either then dead, gone to Jesus, or something. Yeah. You know what I mean? Consistency. So you may not necessarily approve of everything someone does, but you can understand why they do it.
Okay.
One of the things when she goes and she does a song with Uncle Derek, everybody says, oh, she stooped to the level and she did it. I'm like, it can't be a case where you're saying she does a song with a homosexual person. That's an issue, because there's so many, whether they're coming out and say them gay or not. That's enough artists who are homosexual in the game.
I wouldn't doubt. I'm pretty sure anything that happens in the world happens in Jamaica too, happens in artist community. I get that, but if you know the broader culture isn't really, they're kind of touchy when it comes to that.
Yeah, but we're not as homophobic as we think, I think a lot of times, maybe them vex because they never think about it. Because guess what? That song they trend.
Yeah.
That song they get views. You get me? Millions of views. It trend. It went viral. Even All Together Sing on TVJ, they did the song as a... people were singing that. Everybody was singing the song. And so it's like, oh... So Maka stooped to that level, but then she get the attention. So how do you say to somebody, don't do something that's going to make you money? Are you going to mind them? You're going to feed them. They have bills to pay. And they realize that TikTok is working and it can give you it may not, there's no way that Maka has ever thought that this song with Derek would be added to our forever catalog. Come on. You're ridiculous. But it's a TikTok song. It's a TikTok trend. You jump on the trend, you jump back up. No, when you come out and you say this and that on should do, I should mash up her career, blah blah blah. You make a statement. You say what you say. She's moved on from the song. There's other campaigns that we're working on now, other songs to be released. How it come back around? How you come back around and talk about it again? Sorry, maybe she was harsh in her response, but I believe, and I said it to her too, you have to address it.
You see how I knew that she was dead serious this time? There was no filter, no makeup. I'm going
She just
raw.
wake up.
I'm saying what I'm saying.
She just
right
wake up and get the link for see what's going on. And so before, she'd probably call me, should have called this, should have called Daddy Red, should have called, and maybe we'd talk her down. Make it go on, Maka. Just make it roll off your back like usual. Nobody was, when she got the link and heard what he had to say, nobody was there to say, calm down, think about it, just go live. Because she tried commenting and they keep taking off her comments and she said, oh, okay, let's do a video. And when she go in that high-pitched, I was like, Maka, when I know it wasn't fake. Because when I heard high-pitch, I said, that is Maka upset.
At first I thought, I seen it like probably 5 minutes after it came out, and I thought it was a publicity stunt. I said, okay, but how she was like really, you could see she was serious. I said, this can't be.
The venom.
If this is a publicity stunt, she needs to leave music and go into acting. thing, bro.
But I looked at it and I said, it's like God. I said to her, I called her, I said, Maka, if I never know you're blessed before, I know you're blessed now. Because the minute that happened, here goes Cardi B singing your song.
That was so crazy.
And I was like, yep. So everybody's like, oh, go check on the twins them. Am I all right? You know what I mean? Because guess what? You just said somebody don't have a career, but they have a bigger career than you.
I think that might have been misinterpreted because, okay, you know what? I didn't hear the first thing that Tu-Lox had said, but I heard the second one where it was the 40-minute video, and he said, yes, she has big songs. You understand? I didn't hear the first part where if he said she didn't have a career. I didn't hear that part.
I'm not saying she didn't have a career, but like she dashed with her career. She mashed up her career. Yeah. Our career dead. And you literally pronounce 6 feet under somebody's career, and then international artist Cardi B sing them song. Like, you know what I mean? So I said, at the end of the day, I don't like to get into pasa. I don't like it. You know what I mean? So, again, pasa happened with me. I ignore it. I'm not addressing it because the more you address it is the more you fuel the fire and the more. And I said to her, when I saw the video, automatically I said, you responding, people who don't know who this nigga is, gonna be like, who is he? Go search him up. You know what I mean?
That's how the internet works.
The attention. And I said, maybe that's what he was trying to do because you tried to draw out from a long time. No, me don't know if him have something to promote or whatever it is because there's politics behind everything. There must be a reason behind everything. Like,
but remember, twins are twins, foot to hype. I'm pretty sure there's a couple more. They're the culture warriors. They say, this is our culture. This is what we stick to. Anything deviating from this, we're not about it. And even if they're the only group that thinks that, they're the culture warriors.
And the funny thing is, if everybody thought like that, there wouldn't be dancehall. Because when dancehall was morphing out of reggae, that's it. The problem was, kill it. What the hell is this? You know what I mean? The same thing now when trap dancehall is coming out of dancehall, suddenly it's like, they're looking for the new. There has to be changes. And even if there is the original that people love and people hold on to that, there has to be changes over time because that is how influences happen. And the more the world is open, is the more you're going to be influenced by other music, other cultures. Everything is going to influence you. TikTok influenced her for do the song with a TikToker. What, it should have been okay if she did it with Rosalie or somebody else.
But I think that's what, especially somebody like Tu-Lox, I think that's what he's saying. He's saying world culture has now invaded Jamaican culture, and Jamaicans don't want to be that culture, and they want something else. And I think that is his point there. You know what I mean? I don't know why he picked Macka.
It's a point, but the other point is there can be variations. For example, if you decide that you like chicken, and you're eating chicken, and you see somebody else eating beef, you're going to say to them, yo, you're not no beef, a chicken if you eat. No, you like chicken. You continue to eat your chicken. There are persons who are going to want a little chicken and a little beef. Somebody who going to want vegetable and they want none of that. So you can't then say to somebody, you cannot do something. If you love what you're doing, the same way, there are still reggae artists doing reggae music and doing well and doing it globally. And there's dancehall that came out of that. Does that mean, if you ask international people, to them, it's Jamaican music, you know. They don't care if it's reggae or dancehall. You know what I mean? It's Jamaican music.
Usually, dancehall even goes under the umbrella of reggae.
Exactly.
These are reggae artists.
He's a reggae artist.
They would say Vibes Cartel's a reggae artist.
Baby Sham is a reggae artist.
That's what they say.
Exactly. So you can understand that you're honing through to the original culture. Like, you probably a dance dinky mini and I eat blue draws same way. Yeah. But maybe we are not. And so even though we understand, and it's good to have that culture maybe cemented and fermented and honored so people know about it. But don't make me feel that I have to do something that's how my father, my grandfather used to do it, so I have to do it. One of the things I used to do all the time, you know, like when my mother teach me to cook. And she said, this is how you do it. You wash your rice first, then you do this, and you put the peas, and you add this after. So I say, why you have to add that last? Why you can't do that first? No, because I saw them do it. So, because I saw them do it, means I must do it the same way.
You're allowed. Okay. Before we even jump out of this, two things before we even jump out of this. If you say world culture, okay, cool. We're allowed to engage in world culture. Things are going to change. Where do you draw your line now? Where do you say, okay, I don't think this is for me. I don't want to get involved with this. I don't think this is representing my culture the way. Where is that line drawn?
The line is drawn individually. The line is drawn individually. You cannot be the person who decides where the line is going to be drawn for everybody. And it comes right back down to you eat chicken. Chicken is your... Ackee and saltfish is a national dish. It doesn't mean everybody's supposed to be at Jamaica eat ackee and saltfish. You get me? Somebody might be allergic to ackee. You get me? So if they decide, I want to eat jerk chicken or I want to go and eat jollof rice in Africa, where you going to say to them that that's not your culture. The culture is still preserved, even if persons who are from that culture deviate. There's no way that you're going to have a reggae Grammy that's going to have a hip hop artist that is doing hip hop honor the reggae Grammy. It might very well be a reggae or dancehall artist that is doing a fusion, but it's still going to be some level of authenticity there. The line is drawn by everybody individually. You cannot tell somebody how they're supposed to appreciate their culture or
how they're supposed to represent their culture.
Exactly. So you can't tell me who to collaborate with as an artist. If you're going to tell Shaggy not to collaborate with Sting, go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Shaggy, you're disrespecting the culture. That's not dancehall. That's not reggae. Who are you to say that?
It's one of those
music.
Things. Yeah, it's one of those things where if you're allowed to go do whatever you want, I'm pretty sure somebody's allowed to also comment on what you're doing too. So it works both ways. But what you do after I comment, or what you did to make me comment, that's where the gray area is. Is how you comment. Do I comment back or no? There's many things.
Not only that, but if you've commented and we've heard the comment, you've made your point, and you haven't gotten a response, and you're doing it again with no level of provocation whatsoever. The song never re-released. Right now, Die Die is what's trending on TikTok, not Uncle Derek's song with Maka. So what is the motivation behind addressing it again? So I don't know. Again, maybe you were looking. You wanted a rise. You wanted a response. Well, you get what you asked for.
Because now this brings us to today. Again, I'm just minding my business in here in the studio working. Picked up my phone. The first thing I see now, what is Maka Diamond doing in a graveyard?
With $2.
What? And what made it even super funny? I don't know if anybody caught this. The shovel she was using was a snow shovel.
Let me tell you, Maka is a comedian, yeah? Maka going to listen. You shouldn't start already, so shall I finish it? No?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, sometimes you look at certain things that happen in the culture and you're like, wow. You know what I mean? It's funny, it's weird, it's also can be a little distasteful at times, because I'm gonna say to you, yeah, I'm gonna watch a video and I'm like, that's a lot. That's a lot. I know you need it for answer. I agree you need it for answer. Like, yeah. The answer they did loud. Maybe if you didn't think about, if you didn't wake up and go wash your mouth out of your eye and brush your teeth first, maybe it would have less loud. But yeah, it did loud. And that's the thing about the internet. You can't take it back.
Never.
You put it out there, you don't have to, you have to run with it. You have to run with it.
Click here to watch a full episode and don't forget to subscribe.